Remember, there's nothing free. There's a price tag on everything. Okay? This is what we're going to cover. I'm going to cover these points with you. Utilize your powerful imagination. It's God-given. Build a dynamic game plan of achievement. Establish a projected plan of positive goals. Take aggressive and persistent action. Control your mind and master your emotions. Your self-motivation will motivate others. At the end of the day, you're going to find out that this formula will work for you in anything you do. It's worked for me. Little old guy from St. Mary's. Now I'm going to bring it to you now. You ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Huh? Fasten your seatbelt. Stay with me. Because the coach is going to come out in me at some point in time. And I don't apologize for that because I love what I do. I love what it is. I love being one of you. You know, you never leave it, man. You never leave it. As I said, you got the greatest 5 years of your life coming up ahead. Take advantage of it. Take every last ounce of this thing and take advantage of it. Don't let it go. You go out on that campus, 50% of the people that you see walking around won't be there in 5 years because they won't graduate. But you're in sports. You're here where people care about you. 75% of you are going to graduate. The other 25, you can if you decide to hang in there and knock it out. You'll get there. And this is all part of it. Okay? First and foremost in life, everything begins with a vision. You know, there was a guy by the name of Michelangelo. At your age, in Florence, 1503, the age of 25, they said, hey, got this block of marble. I want you to make something out of it. The guy said, what do you want me to do? I got an idea. Well, it took him 3 years to produce this. And he befriended a young boy who was 12. And the boy would come by every now and then when the guy was in the cathedral as he was chipping away at this block of marble. Chipping away. Chipping away. Chipping away. Block of marble. And it started to take shape. And gradually, every day he'd come by and look, and there'd be the guy back in the corner just chipping away. And then out of that block of marble comes the statue of David. And all the 12-year-old boy could say to Michelangelo was, gee, mister, how did you know he was in there? Because he saw it. Just like each and every one of you have an opportunity to see something. You got to utilize your imagination. Michelangelo, at his last name, you know, it took me a while to figure out that at the end of the day, that was his first name and his last name was the end. How about that? You guys know that one? No. Don't tell anybody. But you understand that. That's a process. It's what you see, what you believe. First of all, you got to build a dynamic plan of achievement, and that's number 2. You got to build it. Don't set any limits. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't accomplish something. You got to crystallize your thinking. And it's okay to be a little bit different. Once you get committed to something, when you can feel it, you can taste it, you can see it, don't be afraid to say no. When the people that can tear you down and take you away, don't be afraid to say no. I don't want to do that. I got to focus. This is what I want to do. If I got to spend my time to do this, if I got to take a little bit of extra time, don't be afraid to do that. Tell me a great talent that isn't a little different. You think about that. How about the guys that go into the gym with the basketball and they shoot 500 shots? So they don't shoot, they make 500. Or the guy that stays out afterwards and will hit the damn sled another couple of times because he didn't get it right. Or the receiver and quarterback that will get together because they missed the route. Or the defensive back that didn't step right and he got beat deep in there. He doesn't let it bother him, but he gets back and he learns how to settle back and get in better position. Don't worry about investing in getting better. That's part of it. The other thing is, there's a lot of great people out there. Study somebody. Study someone. Look at it. Find out how they get to where they are. You don't have to be like them. But study and find out what makes them tick. Because you're going to find there's a common recipe. And it's exactly what I'm telling you. Easy. Easy. When you discover your mission, you'll feel its demand. It will fill you with enthusiasm and a burning desire to get to work on it. W. Clement Stone, he's a businessman, philanthropist, motivational speaker. Look him up. That guy right there, he's a pretty good one, wasn't he? Right here. He's from right here. That takes us right to the next step. I'm going to go to step 3. Now, I'm going to hand something out to you about goals. And I think they'll help this too. Now, here's what I want you to promise me. I don't want you to mess with this here. Let everybody get this to you. It'll take us about 10 seconds, and I'll talk to you about this. What you're going to do, if you decide to do this, is you're going to put this plan together yourself. By yourself, in your own room, on your tablet, or everything. You're going to study this and look at it. You're just not going to jot something down. And then what you're going to do at the end of the day, you're going to sign it to yourself. And what I want you to do with this, particularly because this is going to benefit, now you can duplicate this for other stuff in your life. But I want this to work with you within the framework of the goals that you laid out here on Sunday and Monday for the season. And then you take with this, first and foremost, you just draw on that first sheet. All you're going to do is draw a vision in words and put it down. And then you're going to start to build the game plan. And it's pretty simple, man. It's all about goals. Give it a lot of thought. You know, the goals are a simple thing. Everybody talks to you about it, but there's categories on it. There's the ultimate, long range, intermediate, and immediate. Okay? Ultimate, that's huge. That's your big dream. Okay? That's the thing that you see yourself to be. And that's 5, 6, maybe it's 7, even it's 10 years. But you write it down. And it's really important that you write it down, because the moment that you put your signature, you write something down, you're starting to make a commitment. And when you make a commitment to something, you're going to keep it. There's nobody telling you to do this. This is all you. This is right here in your heart. Right here in your veins. It comes from the bottom of your toes up to the top of your head. It's what you are going to put together. Now, intermediate, it can be reached in less than 1 year. This may apply to your season, the postseason, academics. Immediate could be tomorrow, today, preseason, next month, end of season. It could be about performance, speed, physical. The most important thing, and I say this to you, believe me, is write it down. 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 And once you write it down, you put it in front of yourself. You got all this technology. There shouldn't be a day go by that you don't have it hanging up in there. You know, coaches, we've been doing this forever. Look here. Execute. Effort. Discipline. Preparation. Always, it's in front of you. And when you make a deal with yourself, man, hey, you're not going to break a deal with yourself. You won't do it. You put your signature down there, you're going to make sure it works. And writing it down, I think the only thing is you got to have some action. You got to have some patience, which takes you to step 4. What you discover, or when you discover your mission, you will feel its demand. It will fill you with enthusiasm and a burning desire to get to work on it. When you put something down in writing and you make a deal with yourself, man, you'll get up out of bed to accomplish this. And the amazing thing on this, costs you no money. There's people charging you for self-help and help you do this and help you do that. Oh, it's not the end of your hand, guys. Just get up and do it. Make a commitment to do it. Have the courage to fulfill your vision comes from passion, not a position. It's passion. It's in your heart. You got to want to do it. Don't be 90%. Try to be the 10%. And every person is the architect of his own future. You can build it. Yeah, you can. Doesn't take anything but your own ingenuity and your willingness to do it. Got to put your foot on the pedal. Don't have a car, doesn't run without gas. And the other thing, there's a rock that you keep hitting. You've seen it. You never know what blow is going to cause the rock to break. It may be the 100th strike, it may be the 200th strike, but one of them cracks the rock. But you got to keep pounding. You got to keep pounding. And sooner or later, it comes. It comes. And you got to be relentless to it. Relentless. Mind and emotion. You have powers that you never dreamed of. You can do things you never thought you could do, and there are no limits in what you can expect. The limitations except in your own mind. You limit yourself. Remember that little line in Miracle on 34th Street? It's still one of my favorite movies of Christmas of all time. About believing in Christmas. Simple as this. Faith is believing in something when common sense tells you not to. You got to have blind faith. There's a balance beam right there. I met that young lady that did that. She's extraordinary. You ever see one of those things? 8 foot long, 6 inches across. That ain't a whole hell of a lot of room. Huh? Here's the deal on that thing, all right? We got, 101 guys in here, Coach? Yep. All right. If I put that balance beam up right now, you want to know what? We'd all walk on it. Like this, we may not run, but we'd all walk on that baby. Wouldn't even put our hands up. Now, let's jack that thing up there about 40 feet between the two buildings. I think a few guys are going to not go behind me. And you know what's going to happen? Be doing this. Oh, same beam, same dimensions, same distance. You know what the only change is? One time, you were just thinking about walking. The next time, you were thinking about falling. And that's the miracle of sport. Man, don't think about failing. You get on that balance beam, every game you play, it's like walking on that balance beam. Practice should be tougher than the games that you play. And when you go out there, don't think about failing. You think about the balance beam and you're going to walk on that sapsucker and you're going to get from one end to the next. And it'll happen. It'll keep coming back to you and it'll happen. And the balance beam is simple and it's easy to understand. Each and every one of you got a balance beam in your head. Men, walk on it. Don't think about failing, ever. You walk from one end to the next. and you'll get there. Visualize it. You got to have belief without evidence, man. Don't always ask for something. Well, man, show it to me. Sometimes, guys, you just got to jump, and somebody will catch you. And that's where you have to be a hell of a team. Stand for one another. Be behind one another. The black means something. Have pride in what you do. Feel good about yourself when you walk around that campus. I'm a player. And be proud of that. Speak proud of it. Never say one negative thing about anybody that's in this room, because you all are a team. It's the greatest sport. There's a sport like it. None. Hell, basketball, you can go recruit LeBron James and probably win. Can't do that. You know what? You're counting on too many other people in this thing. This deal is different. You need everybody, everyone, to succeed. Which leads me into leadership, which is going into step 6. Important thing, do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize. So 3 guys get called back today in their sprints. Don't cheat your team, because they're going to count on you some way, shape, or form at some time. So don't get in the practice of doing it that. Tomorrow, ain't nobody not going to step on that line. No one. Because you're going to get some help. And if you're hurting that damn bad and you can't get there, just ask someone, give me a hand. Get me through. Pull me through. And when you start doing that, team becomes important. It's the little things, guys. It's the little things that build character. It's the little things that build teams. It's the little things that build champions. Leaders must be close enough to relate to others, but far enough ahead to motivate them. John Maxwell.